You are listening to the Holistic Travel Nurse podcast. In this episode, I am going to share with you my fat story. I'm going to do a whole series on weight loss and things and tips and trips. You're going to hear real stories of real people that have had success and things that they've done that move the needle on the scale. I think as women, we have all hated numbers, the number that we expect to be in our gene size, but we're not, or the number on the scale that we aren't. I think we have all fought with numbers in the past. I'm sure I'm not alone in this. So you get up and you take like everything off and you want to stand on that scale completely naked and you don't want to be any clothes on it because, it's all about whatever you're on that scale. Or you think you're this jean size, or maybe this is just my story, and then you go in there and you try on the jeans and you can't get them on, and you're like trying so hard. No, I know I'm this size. I know I'm this size. And you're in the trying room and you like almost fall over trying to put those skinny jeans on that you don't want to go ask for assistance. Hey, will you help me get these jeans off? Because I've been stuck in here trying to fit into jeans that I can't fit into. Or maybe that's just my life. So like we all have, I think there are a majority of people struggle with the extra weight. Actually, obesity is a major problem in our country. And then you go see your doctor and they're like, well, you just need to watch your diet and it's calories in and calories out. And if you weigh too much, you're putting yourself for this disease risk, that disease risk, so on, so on, so on. And so with that said, I have been through a whole lot in my life. I think that I remember struggling like early on when it wasn't such a big deal to have a big butt. But I did have a bigger bottom and thighs than my friends. All the way from middle school, I was insecure with those things. And so we can become totally insecure in our bodies. So I don't care where you're at in the size of jeans you are, learn to be secure in your body and love your body for what it does and not the jean size that you're in. So, but again, I agree that a healthy weight is super important. And as you age, it actually is harder to manipulate those numbers on the scale. And we know those fad diets. I mean, the diet industry is like this $1 trillion industry, and people have been yo-yoing through all sorts of things. I hear people doing Weight Watchers, this, that, but no one really has it down to a point. Now that you're seeing calories on in and calories out, that's what we've all been told, and that's what I was told. Way back when I'm in college, that's what we thought. That's what we talked about. It was none of that other things that have contribute to weight gain or excess adipose tissue, if you want to take it medically, that will packing on the pounds, right? So my own story, I think it was definitely after pregnancy that I struggled even more, like with the extra weight I gained during pregnancy, then I couldn't lose, and then I was in a not good relationships at those times, not healthy. I didn't have a great self-image of myself and didn't understand food and food as in nutrition and food as in actually toxins that do harm to our body. So this is something I struggled with, and then I struggled with it and I was very insecure with it for many years. That the point when I started working in the healthcare industry and working as a nurse, I was like, I feel like a hypocrite if I am overweight and I'm telling somebody else that they have to watch their weight. So I did a lot what many others did, and many years ago, I went through and got the lap band surgery. And that was an interesting phenomenon of losing a lot of weight in a few-year period where it just made me bulimic. I mean, I was a master at throwing up and having a lot of pain and issues with that. So then I had to have it removed. Had massive adhesions and issues on my stomach from complications to having that object in my body to decrease the amount of carbs. I probably screwed up my metabolism during this whole period where I didn't have a lot of calories in all the time. I think it was a really great bulimic where I would try to eat something, have the issues of pain, and just go vomit it. So that's the truth about that. So then I had it out, and because of I had that for a couple, maybe 3 or 4 years, then I did issues. He removed part of my stomach. So with the adhesions, so now I have a smaller stomach and had more digestion issues also, and absorption issues with trying to get your nutrients in. And then I started gaining weight back again. And I was also in a dark area. So you got to think that, is weight loss just calories in, calories out? I don't think so. Do our stress hormones, our female hormones, all of those hormones make a fact with weight loss? Absolutely. So as my quest to better my health as I'm getting older and manage it, I am a huge book reader. You can see a video I did kind of on this on my YouTube channel, where I am just always constantly reading something that I can better my health. Sometimes I skim read it and I realize this book wasn't no good. Sometimes books on some of the knowledge that someone has written and put in a book, it's been great. One particular book in recent years have really helped and benefiting. So that for weight loss was Obesity Code. So if you're a book reader, I'm going to tell you to go get that book. If I could get this doctor on my podcast and have him educate, he's a nephrologist, which I happen to work with a whole bunch of them with my specialty as a nurse. And he's done a book on obesity code, and he has diabetes code, plus he has one on fasting. I highly suggest any of them. They're very well written. I think he's very scientifical and plus, educational when it comes to the science and history and all of that stuff. He understands that we have a health crisis, and the health crisis is the increase of diabetes in the US and Canada and the worldwide, and the increase in obesity. So with that said, big takeaways I'll be sharing in the next few weeks are stories and tips and tricks to moving the needle in your weight and feeling amazing, and what's been working for me. I'll be honest with you. I was creeping up almost back to the 200s, which was really bad. I'm way below that now. And now I have that, 30 pounds where I want to be, maybe 35 pounds where I want to be. I don't want to get too skinny, but I want actually now like having my big butt. It kind of took me years to be okay with having a big butt. I guess I can thank the Kim Kardashians for that, or J-Lo, but they have nothing on this booty. Anyways, mine is all natural, no artificial, and obviously it's not even as close as beautiful, I guess, as J-Lo's, but I have a lot more dimples in my rear. So, sorry for the ramble, but I hope that the next few episodes in this whole section, you will hear stories and be inspired to things that you can do to moving the needle with your weight, and learn the true science about weight loss, about feeling better, about seeing the numbers come down on the scale, if that is something that intrigues you. So stay tuned for more of that and more other people's stories, that what they've done in their life and maybe their struggles, because I believe that we will be inspired by other people's stories, and I think it's great to hear other people's true stories and not just whatever media says and whatever skinny person who wrote a freaking book. So that is super frustrating, to reading these books that I've read of fitness gurus that have written all these books that have never really been over 200 pounds. So what the hell? Why are you writing a book when you have always been skinny? Why don't we listen to someone who's actually been there, done that, and now is been gone through this journey and has been able to conquer that and has been living a healthy lifestyle, and what's really moving with their healthy lifestyle and how they've conquered the numbers. I already have a couple interviews on this podcast. You can see in the show notes where I interviewed my friend Rob and what's been helpful for him. But I hope that you guys will be inspired and that you will share this. And if you would so support this podcast and become a Patreon, my microphone broke And a good microphone for podcasting is expensive, and I have put all this money up to build this podcast myself, so I have to wait until I can earn some more money to buy a microphone. So if it doesn't sound that great to you and it used to sound a little better, it's because I need a microphone. And you can help me with that. Go over to my Patreon page and just support it for $1 a month. And also, there'll be complete special things that my Patreons will get. Some of the episodes that I can't keep open, but they will get special access to. So I hope you guys enjoy this and share this, and look forward to maybe chatting with you and you want to tell me your story.